Hey everyone, welcome to the inaugural episode of Fantasyland Adventures, a podcast where we talk all things Disney, Universal, and other travel. I'm here with my co-host, Brandy. How are you?
Good, how are you?
My name's Jamie. We're going to go just a little bit about ourselves first, a little bit of a rapid fire kind of questionnaire. That way you can kind of get to know us a little bit better. So we're both going to answer these. I'm going to let her go first. What is your favorite park of all four Disney parks?
Oh, I'd have to say mine, just for the nostalgic, is Magic Kingdom. There's something about walking down Main Street.
So Magic Kingdom, yeah. For me, I always say depends on the time of day. But Epcot to me it's got thrill, it's got IP, it's got food, it's got drinks, it's got kind of everything. That's just my opinion.
Catch your margaritas.
It's got margaritas, it's got the blackberry moonshine sour over in the America Pavilion.
That is good.
It's got everything. Favorite attraction? I'm pretty sure I know this answer for you.
My favorite attraction is Guardians.
In your not favorite park?
In my not favorite park. That's right.
So for me, it's something I just recently rode just because of timing and, with two little ones, it's kind of hard to be able to do everything is Rise of the Resistance. I don't know what it is about that because I'm somebody who gets motion sick. That one really doesn't bother me too much, but the way the storyline goes, the effects that are in that, I just think it's an all-around great attraction. It's worth the money for the individual lightning lane.
And not only the ride, but the queue itself.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
For real. All right, so next rapid fire question I got for you is your favorite Disney character.
My favorite Disney character, I grew up with Pooh Bear.
Oh, Pooh Bear.
He was always the OG for me.
So for me, it's Sorcerer Mickey. I've got him literally everywhere, from shirts to phones to watch to little figurines. He's kind of everywhere. So I'm going to go with Sorcerer Mickey. So our first segment that we're going to do is kind of a news segment. This is going to be for Universal and Disney. We're going to start with Universal. They've got DreamWorks Land opening June the 14th. It's going to have things like Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, Trolls. One of their feature rides is going to be Troller Coaster. They're going to have meet and greets with both Shrek and Donkey, and I believe Fiona as well, and then Branch and Poppy. They're going to have a new live show, which is going to be called DreamWorks Imagination Celebration. And we've seen some sneak peeks. What are you kind of excited for that area?
I'm excited to see Universal branch out. I feel like a lot of times people say it's not, very kid friendly. We have two little kids, under 5. And Universal's tough right now for us. There's not a lot of rides that they're interested in. I think this new area is really going to expand that for some younger crowds and get some different varieties in the parks for them. And our daughter, she's a big Gabby fan. She's excited to see Gabby come in. She loves Trolls. She loves Shrek. So I think DreamWorks Land's really going to be a big hit in our group when we go.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. We have always talked about, me and you, that Universal's tough for under 42 inches. They've got some stuff that's no height requirement, but a lot of their stuff has a height requirement, and it's a lot of thrill. So if you have a group that isn't huge on thrill, that's kind of makes things a little bit more difficult.
I would ride the roller coasters, but
yeah,
you won't ride them.
I'm not doing that. I'm not a roller coaster person. People
My
who know me know
4-year-old's not going to get on them with me.
No, but
not right now.
The 1-year-old would if she could. All right, so a couple other things coming in June. June 14th is going to be a big day at Universal. They're going to have some new nighttime shows coming. It's going to be Sensational, a Symphonic Spectacular, which is going to be over at the Universal Studios side. That's going to have music from Harry Potter, Jaws, and Jurassic Park. The lights at Hogwarts Castle are going to come back as well on June 14th, and that's going to be called Hogwarts Always. We saw the Hogwarts lights back in March of last year.
Yeah, it was March.
It's a pretty cool little show. It's a little short. I hope this one's kind of a little bit longer. That way, it kind of draws a little bit more crowd.
Well, you grew up with Harry Potter.
Yeah, we watched Harry Potter. I can remember we went to North Dakota one time, and that's a 20-hour drive. We're in Maryland, and we watched Harry Potter, the first one, literally the entire time. And my mom, she has all the books and everything.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of Harry Potter growing up, but we weren't, what one would say as a Potterhead.
Yeah. All right, so Halloween Horror Nights is also going to be coming back. It's already on sale now. We are not huge horror people in our house, but I know Halloween Horror Nights draws a huge crowd. They've got some new houses that they've been announcing over on social media, and I think they're going to have a pretty big crowd going to Horror Nights. They're going to be select nights August 30th through November 3rd. Also, Universal starting on in July on the 3rd is going to be a new parade. It's going to be called the Mega Movie Parade. That's one thing at Universal right now that they don't have is a lot of entertainment in a way. I mean, they've got a ton, but especially
They've
nighttime
got
shows.
characters and
Yeah, but like nighttime shows, Universal's lacking right now. We went 2 years ago in June and they had one, but they've pretty much been down for the last year as far as a nighttime show.
what show did you see when we?
I don't remember what it was called. We were over there for our agency training with Universal, and I don't remember the name of the actual show, but it had a little bit of fireworks, a lot of projections, and think of like a Vegas style
Like water.
waterworks kind of show where they have projections on the water. If anybody's ever seen Phantasmic where they have projections on the water, something kind of similar to that, but in a different environment, I guess is what you would call that. It's not like an amphitheater seating like Phantasmic is. All right, so we're going to move on to the Disney news. So the big one is Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We have an opening date of June 28th. Are you excited for it?
I cannot wait. I know it's just a retheming, but I think it's a great retheming. I'm really glad to see Tiana kind of brought into the parks more than just the meet and greet over in the Princess Fairy Hall. I think and I'm really excited with the animatronics that they've shown.
Yeah,
those look amazing.
So we call it Imagineering. The Mama Odie one is fantastic. That's probably my favorite one. The Lewis one's really good too. I'm excited for this attraction. I like Splash Mountain. It was great. That being said, I love New Orleans, and having
New Orleans has had your heart
since 8th grade. But having that theme come back to, or not back to, but coming to Disney World in general is going to be nice. You're going to get beignets, which I know we've had a taste of.
And I hope the beignets are going to stay.
It seems like they are.
I don't know how you can have Tiana in the park and not have her beignets. I wish they would bring the Mickey ones into the parks.
Yeah, we haven't had, well, to be fair, we haven't had the Mickey ones either. We're going to try those here in a couple of weeks when we go in June. But I've heard the croissant style ones are really good. They're just not what I would probably think of because I've had the ones from New Orleans. But I've heard they're good.
To as a beignet.
Yeah. That being said, I have heard that they're going to have 2 locations. One over at Golden Outpost right there by Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and then at Friar's Nook over in Fantasyland behind the castle. I've heard they're going to have beignets there as well. So pass holder previews for that are going to be the 13th, 14th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 20th of June.
Are we going to get lucky?
I don't know. If any of you guys are pass holders that are listening to the show, you know the fiasco that happened after they announced pass holder previews. Unfortunately, we did not get a park reservation for any of those days. We're actually going to be down there for some of them anyway. Like I said before, we're in Maryland, so it's not like we can just go whenever.
You wish you could.
I wish I could, but life doesn't work that way.
We'll give it a shot. We're hoping to, maybe catch the afternoon virtual queue.
Yeah, we have a reservation for another park to be able to try to get that virtual queue. Unfortunately, we're there kind of early in the pass holder previews, so that I think may go against us.
I think we only had 2 days.
We had 2 days, yeah.
That we were going to be there.
And we're already at a park on one of those. So, if not, it'll be.
Are we going to leave a park? If we get it?
I don't know. I might try. We'll have to see. I think we'll be at the studios that day, so it'll just depend on where Slinky Dog and all that kind of stuff's going to fall. So they've announced how the queue is going to work. It's going to be a virtual queue for a while. Anybody that's familiar with like Guardians or Tron, it's a virtual queue. You're going to be on your phone at 7 a.m. trying to get that virtual queue, and then again at 1. The nice part is there is no park hopping rules, so people will be able to get their virtual queues without having to worry about them not being any at 2 o'clock. Another thing to be thinking about with Tiana's is it's going to be in Genie Plus. What are your thoughts on it being in Genie Plus versus an individual Lightning Lane.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I know it's a retheme, but it's an existing ride. It's not a new ride. But I also think Mine Train, it's time for that to come off.
I agree.
I think it's over. I mean, I know that the line, I know wait times still get long, but it's been there. You know, you also have Tron there.
Yeah, the biggest thing.
Tron's short, but that's also a great ride.
Yeah, Mine Train's 10 years old. It's time. But unfortunately, as we all know, Disney's a business, and if people are still going to continue to pay for Seven Dwarfs
They're
Mine
going to
Train,
pay for it. They're going to do it.
They're going to charge you for it.
Why not?
So another thing coming to Disney Springs is a drone show.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
we're staying at
Port Orleans,
French Quarter, so we'll be able to hopefully ride the boat down and catch the drone show.
As long as the water level's high. I've heard that they're not running the friendship boats all the time because of the water level in Florida's been low. But we've seen some sneak peeks of that. They've got some cool things coming. I know Paris does I believe it's Paris, does a drone show.
I think it's Paris.
Universal has done some drone shows, especially I know drone shows in California are going to be really popular because they don't do fireworks every night over at Disneyland. That's kind of a California Anaheim kind of thing. Especially they have the wildfires and stuff over there.
Drones like Monday through Friday, right?
You don't quote me on how they do it. I know their fireworks are on the weekends, basically.
Right.
At Disneyland. We've got a new addition to the Polynesian, which is my favorite resort. They've got a DVC tower coming. You're going to be able to book that on June the 6th for your regular guests to be able to start staying in the new tower at the Polynesian. Are you ready to buy DVC yet?
Well, you got a package in the mail today from Disney DVC.
They know the way to my heart.
Come spend your money with us.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
We're opening the Polynesian Tower.
The Polynesian, if y'all don't know me, the Polynesian is my favorite resort. What's your favorite resort?
I am particular to the Polynesian as well. It was one of the first deluxe resorts we ever stayed at. I particularly love the pool. Mostly, I know most of them have the zero gravity entry, but I like it because the splash pad and the pool are not separated.
Yeah.
So I can sit in the pool and watch my kid, not through a gate in the splash pad. Again, we've got littles.
Right.
I like to keep my eye on them around the water. She wants to get out of the pool and run over and go down the slide real quick. She can do that, and I can kind of stay put and still keep my eyes on her. So that's why I'm particular to the Polly's pool in particular.
Yeah.
And I like their Dole Whip with rum drinks.
Their Dole Whip margaritas, really. The Dole Whip lime with the chili seasoning is really good. Another reason for me with the Poly is you've got the castle right there. It's far enough away to where it's not super crowded. I mean, it can get crowded on the beach at nighttime for the fireworks, but it's not. We've stayed there a couple times.
There's something about watching the fireworks in the pool.
Yeah. So there's the news for the Polynesian. Again, June 6th, you can start.
Have they announced anything on the restaurant that's going to be in the?
I have not seen anything. I know they are working on it. I haven't seen a name or a menu or anything like that.
That'll be exciting to add another dining option.
Yeah.
I know Ohana dinner's your favorite dinner.
I like that. Ohana is good in my opinion. Anyway, it doesn't really.
It's one of my favorite breakfasts.
Yeah, it's just good. I mean, I know some people say it's overrated, but to me, I think it's pretty accurately rated.
And Ohana is one of the places we can get the World Disney infamous pog juice.
Yeah, and it's amazing. All right. Speaking of Halloween, I know we talked about Halloween with Universal. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party dates are on sale now. The party dates are going to be select nights from August 9th to October 31st. I know we're planning on going. They've got some new stuff coming as well. I know they're going to have some more villains coming around. Big thing that I like that they did is they moved the parade up. It's at 8:15.
And that's big for ones with littles.
With young kids having that parade. And I know they do the two parades, and a lot of people say the second parade is a lot less crowded. But if you got kids, especially young kids, sometimes the second parade is not an option.
Yeah.
I
mean, ours turns into a pumpkin at 7:30.
Yeah. We'll see what she makes. I know we're planning on going in September to the Halloween party.
What's your goal for the Halloween party this year?
I have no goals. Hopefully it doesn't rain.
Yeah, it did rain last time, and that was a bummer because the Headless Horseman didn't come out. I don't think all parts of the parade.
I don't even think we saw Ursula.
Mm-mm. And I don't think the ghosts were out.
Yeah. From the Haunted Mansion where
Yeah.
they do the sparks on the pavement.
So I was a little bummed out.
Yeah.
But that's Florida weather for you in September.
Yeah. It is hurricane season. So that about wraps up our news segment. So we're going to kind of go into our main topic. And we're going to start a little bit of a series on this. And we're going to start in the Magic Kingdom Resort area and kind of work our way around. I know we've already talked about the Poly a little bit, but we're going to go to the Poly's neighbor, which is the Grand Floridian. The Grand Floridian is a deluxe resort. It's going to be over in the Magic Kingdom area. It's got the monorail, and that's going to be easy access to Magic Kingdom, and plus you can get over to TTC and get to Epcot. What are your thoughts on the Grand Floridian?
So the Grand Floridian has some great advantages and offers. You know, one of the perks I like is it's got the spa there. I've gotten a massage there twice. It's nice. I love it.
Yeah.
Every time I go in there, it's great. It's very
bougie.
Yeah. A little bit out of our tax bracket. Every time I walk in there, I feel like I'm out of place.
Yeah. It's fancy.
But at the same point, walking in there at Christmas time is something, those feelings are next to none. Yeah. Seeing the big gingerbread house, seeing the big tree, smelling it. They also have a lot of great restaurants. Yeah. I'm excited to try 1900 Park Fair.
The big thing with me for Grand Floridian is it feels fancy. Now, it is fancy, but as far as like if you're looking at price point, it's going to be on par with your other Magic Kingdom resorts. It's going to be on par with the Contemporary, and it's going to be on par with the Polynesian. So as far as price-wise, it's not really going to be any more expensive, give or take a few dollars here and there, than some of the other ones. That being said, it does have that fancier feeling than compared to the Polynesian.
Right, and if you're going to spend the money,
right,
spend it.
And that to me is kind of all in what you like. I mean,
absolutely. Everybody has their preferences.
I would 100% stay at the Grand Floridian again. It was great.
Yes, I would. There's no means that I'm not saying I wouldn't stay there again. I'm just saying I felt out of place when I was there.
Yeah. So there are a couple pros to the Grand Floridian. Like we mentioned, it's on the monorail. It's also within
a very short walking distance to Magic Kingdom.
Now, if you're comparing that walking distance to the Contemporary, it's long. I want to say it's probably a 15 to 20 minute walk to get from the Grand Floridian over to the Magic Kingdom, where the Contemporary is like 5. You literally walk through the parking lot, you're there. But you can still walk, especially if the monorail's crowded or whatever.
You can also take a boat.
You can take the boat. They have boat transportation.
They have a marina. They have boat transportation.
I like resorts, and this goes for a lot of the deluxe resorts, that you can hit multiple parks and multiple modes of transportation. That's one thing I look for in any resort I stay at, is you have, whether that be to Disney Springs or to the park, I like multiple routes of transportation. Yeah. That way you get to see different things. You just have different things you can do. A con right now, and to me,
there's a lot of construction.
There's a lot of construction right now at Grand Floridian.
There's a lot of construction. And I mean, I know they all go through that. I mean, the Polynesian's technically in construction right now with the tower. They all, it's growing pains. It's just kind of par for the course.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of construction right now. There was construction when we were there back in December.
Exactly. Now, the construction is definitely it's not a permanent thing. It's going to end.
No.
So, and to me, the construction wouldn't sway me one way or the other. It is what it is. You're going to have that, you can have that anywhere.
And you also have to look at how much time are you spending at your resort.
Right.
Are you there to enjoy the resort and the amenities, or are you there to go to the park? If you're looking to stay within the resort and enjoy the amenities, I may not book that. I may not book the Grand Floridian this particular trip. But if I was, hey, I want to walk in Magic Kingdom for the next couple days, I'll stay here. I don't mind that it's under construction.
And I can tell you, when we went, this was in December of last year, we didn't really notice the construction. I mean, you noticed it when you got there, but as far as like construction noise or being inconvenienced.
No.
Now, that being said, the pool was open, but it was cold when we went.
It was very
windy,
cold.
And Nobody was really in it. I think there was a couple kids occasionally,
a couple kids.
but it wasn't very much.
No, not even in the hot tubs.
No, no. So the cool part about the pools is there are multiple pools while we're talking about them. The main ones does have that zero entry, like we've talked about with some of the other resorts. They've got the slide and they've got the splash pad for the younger ones. They've also got a quiet pool with a jacuzzi, and they've got a lot of the resorts offer poolside activities like trivia and different kinds of games and all sorts of stuff like that. We've talked about a little bit about dining, but I want to go a little bit farther into detail. We mentioned 1900 Park Fair. That just recently reopened. It's going to have, that's a character meal.
It's breakfast and dinner, right?
And dinner, yep. That's going to have Prince Ali Aladdin. It's going to have Tiana in her new Tiana's Bayou Adventure outfit. It's going to have Mirabelle and Cinderella. Of those characters, what are you most excited to meet?
I'm excited to meet Tiana in her Bayou Adventure, and I'm also excited to meet Mirabelle. You know, she's a pretty new one to the Disney World, and I feel like she's been a big hit since she's been out.
Yeah, she's got her own meet and greet over in Magic Kingdom now too. If you're familiar, or if you cross the Tomorrowland Bridge and you're heading towards Tomorrowland, the castle's on your left where Merida used to meet. They've turned that into Casita, and that is where her meet and greet in Magic Kingdom is. So a lot of people have talked about the old 1900 Park Fair and the old characters, which I believe were Mary Poppins, Alice in Wonderland.
Was it Mad Hatter?
I know the stepsisters, but I don't quote me on exactly who was there, but they have.
It was.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but that's okay. But there's been people who have expressed concerns about the new characters. To me, I like them. I'm here for it. I think their theming of people who have had their wish come true coming in there. The only thing that I would maybe change, and I say maybe, because I like Aladdin being there, because you don't, I mean, especially as Prince Ali.
You don't see him anywhere.
Is with Wish coming out. I'm kind of surprised Asha's not there.
Asha would be a good one to have had there. I know they have some posters of her in there.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
That entire movie is called Wish and is based off of her wish coming true.
You know,
or other people's wishes trying to come true. Some other food outside of 1900 Park Fair is Marcusi's. That's going to be down on the water. We've never eaten there. I've heard really good things. Grand Floridian Cafe is pretty decent. Victorian Albert's is
that just
big
went
one.
5-star
They
Michelin.
got the Michelin star, yep. If you've never eaten there, it's very, very expensive. But I've heard it's really good. That's one thing. It's on my bucket list to eat there.
That's a bucket list when we don't have the kids.
When we don't have the kids. Or the kids are older. One of the two. Again, that's more than just a meal. That's an event.
It's a dining experience.
Yeah, I want to say it's like 11 courses or something like that. It's crazy. Citricos is also there. It's another good restaurant. Another popular bar / lounge is Enchanted Rose. Again, that's not something, we haven't spent a ton of time at Grand Floridian, enough to kind of know our way around there. But Enchanted Rose is a bar that's based on Beauty and the Beast. So if you're a Beauty and the Beast fan, that might be something you want to kind of check out. We've mentioned the rooms a little bit. They've been recently renovated. That's what a lot of the construction at the Grand Floridian has been. So they've got a couple of different categories. They've got resort view, water view, theme park view, suites, and they've got a club level. If you don't know what club level is, you're going to have access to a private area that's going to have some light breakfast and some hors d'oeuvres and water and I think beer and wine, if I remember right, for club level. When we stayed in December, we had a theme park view. How would you rank your theme park view on the scale of what we stayed at Disney?
It's up there pretty high. There was, now we only stayed there for one night and it happened to be on a party night.
Yeah.
So we did not get to catch Happily Ever After. But we did catch the fireworks show for the Halloween. No, it was the Christmas.
It was Christmas party.
It was Christmas. Yeah, we saw the Christmas fireworks. And it was really cool. There was something about just sitting outside on the balcony. You know, we were on the water. watching the fireworks.
And plus, you get to see the electrical water pageant. That's another pro.
Mhm.
Anyway, of the Grand Floridian is you can see the electrical water pageant coming by through the water. But if you have that theme park view, typically you're going to see that as well.
What were your thoughts on the theme park?
It's
view?
100% worth the money. If I could do it every time, I would do it every time. At any other resorts, I don't care. I think my next theme park view that I want to do is at the Contemporary.
Well, that's been on your bucket list for a while.
That's probably, outside of what we have booked, that's probably going to be the next one we do. I want to do the Contemporary. As a kid, seeing the monorail go through, to me, it was how did they do that?
It looked like cool.
It looked cool.
It looked cool.
Now, I've heard mixed things about the Contemporary, especially like
some people don't like the theming.
Yeah. Now, they have Incredibles, but we're not going to get too in depth on the Contemporary here. We're going to have, that'll be in a couple of episodes as we work through the Magic Kingdom area. So that kind of goes about the rooms. We've already talked about the pools. They've got some recreation there that is kind of unique, especially to the Magic Kingdom area just in general. We've talked about how the fireworks can be viewed from the resort. So if you're hanging out at the pool, you're going to be able to see Happily Ever After, or at some of the restaurants, especially like something like Narcoossee's. They're going to pump that music in and you're going to be able to see Happily Ever After. If you want to do that, that is going to be a popular dining reservation to be able to get those times.
Get it when you can.
So get it when you can. They also had the marina there, which we've mentioned the transportation by boat to the Magic Kingdom, but if you're doing like a fireworks cruise, which I highly recommend, or like a fishing trip, that's going to be really easy to do right there from your resort. Mm-hmm. Again, we mentioned the electrical water pageant, and would you stay there again?
I would absolutely stay there again. Like you said, we haven't really spent a lot of time there. So I think if we stayed there, it would be a time to kind of just explore the resort and what it has.
Yeah, I would do, if I was to stay there, that'd be one of the places that I would want to do more of a resort stay versus the park themed trip.
Try to explore all the amenities.
Yeah. And I know she mentioned the spa before. I want to go a little bit into detail about the spa. If you've never done that, that's something that you can book there. They've got like manicures and pedicures, I think.
Mm-hmm. They also have a hair salon, I think.
Yeah. We did a couples massage one time, and then you had got a solo massage. I have no complaints about that. It was really cool. Something definitely worth doing. Now, it is a massage on Disney property. It isn't the cheapest thing in the world, but it is nice to be able to
take a little bit of time to relax.
So that kind of sums up the overview of the Grand Floridian. Is there anything that you want to add as far as what you like about it, what you don't like about it, anything like that?
Yeah, like I said, I really just like the proximity. Proximity is huge. And like we've touched about with the multiple modes of transportation, being on that monorail line with littles is just so different.
Yeah, you can easily get back to take a break.
If you need to take a nap, it's okay, we can go back and take a nap. It's 10 minutes. It's not, okay, we got to get on a bus, 30 minutes one way.
Exactly.
We're not losing a whole lot of park time if we need to take a break, staying right there that close to the parks.
Yeah, I know we've talked about the Polynesian a couple times, and that's one of the things. Like if it starts raining for some reason and you didn't bring rain gear, which I highly recommend you bring rain gear.
Florida.
It's pretty easy to get.
It's always gonna
back.
rain.
Exactly. It seems that way, at least. It's easy to get back to, especially the Grand Floridian, even compared to the Polynesian. It's just really quick. You're right there. So that kind of, like I said, it sums up the Grand Floridian, which is going to take us to our third segment, which is where we're going to tell you about where you can find us on social media. For me, it's going to be Instagram. It's going to be Jamie_Magical Vacations. TikTok is going to be Jamie_Such a Time Travel. And YouTube is going to be Magical Vacations by Jamie and Brandy. And Facebook is going to be Magical Vacations by Jamie and Brandy. Such a Time Is This, a travel agency. I know it's all different, but
everything's different.
Dare to be different.
Everything's different.
If you'd like to request a quote and have us help you for your next Disney or Universal vacation, that'll be down in the show notes, or if you're watching on YouTube, it will be in the description. Just make sure to select us as the preferred agent. If you're listening to this podcast and not watching on YouTube, give it a rating and a review. If you are watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And we appreciate you guys listening and hanging out with us for a little bit of time. We hope you enjoyed the inaugural episode, and we will see you next week.
Thank you for coming out.